This is a movie that touched the hearts of millions in 2021. My Love. It topped the daily box office charts during the May Day holiday for several consecutive days, eventually grossing an astonishing 800 million yuan. Countless viewers, especially young couples, flocked to the theaters, expecting to see a sweet wedding only to leave in tears, shedding their own tears for someone else's story. The phrase lingering regret has almost become the exclusive label of this movie. Under its sweet title, it tells the story of a love spanning 15 long years, vividly depicting the recklessness of youth and the harsh grinding of reality, as well as the final regret that eventually crushed everything.
As long as I could meet you again, I wanted you to tell me in person that you would never make me sad again.
Zhao Xiaoqi spent his entire youth in pursuit only to end with a grand farewell. Thank you for these 15 years. In this relationship, there seems to be no absolute right or wrong, only the growing pains and the helplessness of misaligned timing. Perhaps this is the meaning of youth. It teaches us how to love. Those regrets, though painful, eventually make us better people. The story begins in 26, as the curtain rises on a scorching summer. It was an era of baggy school uniforms that could hold an entire youth. 17-year-old Zhao Xiaoqi was a high-spirited student athlete on the swimming team, with a boyish charm and a streak of rebellion, until a girl named Yu Yangxi, like the coolest breeze in midsummer, blew into his restless world. When Zhao Xiaoqi saw her again in the office, it was as if the noise of the whole world had been muted. She possessed a unique aura, cool and distant, yet with a hint of stubbornness, beautiful yet understated. Poor Zhao Xiaoqi in the prime of his youth. This was undoubtedly a fated case of love at first sight. Zhao Xiaoqi's approach, filled with the awkwardness and bluntness of youth, played on the pun of her name.
The name sounds like swimming pool, and I happen to be on the swim team. Talk about destiny.
Yu Yangxi completely ignored this punk who seemed a bit frivolous to her. Little did she know that this boy would be closely intertwined with her fate for the next 15 years, leaving a mark deep enough to change the course of their lives. Yu Yangxi's beauty soon made her the focus of every boy on campus, the most prominent being the captain of the swim team, nicknamed Shark. Shark's way of pursuit was aggressive and ostentatious. He took his newly won trophy and openly declared his love to her with great fanfare, only to be coldly rejected. Zhao Xiaoqi tried to step in to protect the girl he liked, but instead witnessed Yu Yangxi's tough side. To get rid of Shark's pestering, Yu Yangxi threw an earth-shattering invitation to Zhao Xiaoqi.
Where are we going?
Come with me to the Little Grove. The words Little Grove triggered a romantic pink storm in Zhao Xiaoqi's mind. In his mind, that was a place for couples, a mysterious spot full of romantic tension. He was overjoyed, imagining countless heart-pounding and blushing scenarios. However, as he followed her with bated breath to the destination, reality gave him a resounding slap in the face. The so-called Little Grove turned out to be a bustling skewer stall. This embarrassing mix-up unexpectedly brought them closer, marking the beginning of their friendship. But Shark wouldn't let it go to protect Yu Yangxi. Zhao Xiaoqi clashed with Shark's gang once again, with his face covered in bruises. He went to the skewer shop like a proud rooster to show off his victory, only to be met with Yu Yangxi's cold warning. "I hate people who fight more than anything." To Zhao Xiaoqi, who saw her as his goddess, these words were like an imperial decree. He immediately promised that he would never fight again for her sake. This promise was soon tested when Shark showed up with his crew to provoke him again. Even when they were about to use beer bottles, Zhao Xiaoqi clung to his word and sat there without moving a muscle. At the critical moment, Yu Yangxi stepped forward and shielded him. "We're dating now. Can you just let us eat in peace?" At that moment, Zhao Xiaoqi was even more shocked than Shark, though he knew she was only lying to get them out of trouble. His heart couldn't help but race uncontrollably, cherished this fake boyfriend status like a treasure, and decided to treat the relationship as if it were real. Zhao Xiaoqi's love brain went into full overdrive. He prepared a special breakfast for her every day, and the moment the bell rang, he would be right there waiting for her. This persistence only fueled the fire of Shark's jealousy. He publicly poured milk over Zhao Xiaoqi's head, humiliating him to the extreme. Suppressing his rage, Zhao Xiaoqi wiped the milk stains off her face, all because he had promised her he wouldn't fight. To end the trouble once and for all, Zhao Xiaoqi challenged the swimming champions, Shark, to a bold bet A swimming race.
If I win, leave you Yongqi alone from now on.
If you lose, I'll have Yongqi write, "I love shark," on her back. The bet is between us. Why involve her?
Sure, her smile and trust became Zhou Xiaoqi's infinite motivation. He began training like crazy, spending day after day in the pool, pouring out his sweat and youth. He was no longer that aimless slacker, but a warrior fighting for the honor of the girl he loved. One rainy day, the two went to the grove as usual, only to find the owner was away to celebrate his 15th wedding anniversary. The yellowed handwriting on the shutter seemed like an unintended prophecy. They sat side by side under the narrow eaves sheltering from the rain. As crystal raindrops wove into a dreamlike curtain, they talked about the future, imagining what they would be like in 15 years. Zhou Xiaoqi said he would become a professional swimmer, and Yu Yongqi, who loved painting, would be a fashion designer. At that moment, the future seemed within reach, almost too beautiful to be real. Unfortunately, the dean of students caught them skipping class. Without hesitation, Zhou Xiaoqi grabbed Yu Yongqi's hand and dashed through the pouring rain. The cold rain pelted their bodies, but the warmth from their palms was enough to ignite the entire world. At this moment, they were partners in crime, bound together in the storm. This reckless all-out sprint pushed the romance and wildness of youth to the extreme. Zhou Xiaoqi took the soaking wet Yu Yongqi back to his home. To pass the time while waiting for the rain to stop, he suggested watching a movie. However, when Yu Yongqi was browsing through a pile of discs and picked out one titled Mysterious Universe, Zhou Xiaoqi's face instantly turned bright red as they scrambled for it. The discs shattered everywhere, revealing they were all adult movies. The air froze as an awkward yet suggestive atmosphere filled the room.
When do you boys usually start watching things like this?
Probably
Around 11 p.m.
Yongqi, breaking the silence with her question, added a touch of comedy to this little interlude. This awkward conversation became a tacit little secret shared between them. A few days later, the swimming competition arrived as scheduled. Despite Xiaoqi's best efforts, even clocking a personal best to finish third, he still lost to the champion Sha Yu. He lost the race, but with Yongqi showing up for him. At that moment, he felt like he had won the whole world. He ran over with a popsicle, smiling and ignoring the judgmental stares, and affectionately put his arm around her. And on her back, those 4 glaring words were plain to see. After the race, they went to the beach with its golden sands and rippling blue waves. Yongqi took out her sketchbook and captured Zhou Xiaoqi's bright smile, freezing that moment forever on paper. Remember this drawing, it will become a crucial keepsake throughout the story. They reclined on the beach, the sun was perfect, and the breeze was gentle.
If only it could be like this forever.
These words deeply touched Zhou Xiaoqi's heart. However, the beauty of youth is always fleeting. As a van slowly drove by, Yongqi's face was instantly clouded with terror. She instinctively ducked into Zhou Xiaoqi's arms, unaware of her distress. Zhou Xiaoqi mistook it for girlish shyness and held her even tighter. He didn't realize that the van was a sledgehammer that would shatter their sweet fantasy.